Hey, this is Beard for Mental Health here, Doug Ferguson. I just wanted to send a little message out for self care and self care plans for this time that a lot of people are struggling. I know that we are, as people, as human beings, we're used to routine, whether we have a random routine or a strict routine. We all have some sort of daily and or weekly routine. And right now, during this, what happened with this pandemic is all that's been shattered. For each and every one of us, it's been shattered. So it's now it's time. It's like we have to create a new routine. That's like, and nothing's going to be the same going forward. But even during this time, I noticed for myself that I've created myself a little bit of routine. I've adapted um, to this lockdown a little bit, and it's made this time a lot easier to handle, and I feel a lot better mentally by knowing what I'm doing on a daily basis, but making sure that I'm doing healthy things. No different than before when I ran Beard Chef Sachs. My three keys to a healthy life were eat right for you, sleep right for you, and exercise right for you. And they all go hand in hand and they all work together. Well, it's the same thing right now during this is that we need to eat right and healthy, for sure healthy, because if we fill ourselves full of junk food while we're not doing anything, we're not going to be happy with ourselves later. We're just going to slip into depression or anxiety, and we don't want that to happen. So eating healthy is very important. Getting some sort of exercise. I know that we can't do, a lot of the gyms are closed. We can't do some of the things that maybe we used to do. But even if you have stairs, do stairs. Do some sort of, like I do yoga. Um, I do yoga every day. I do stretches every day, and I go outside and I go around I make laps around the yard with the dog, which helps. Which I'm going to get to that too a little bit too. So, and then make sure that you get regular sleep. Now, if you're doing those, all three things go together. If you're doing all three, they're all easier with each other. But if you slip on one, if you start messing up with your sleep, then it's going to mess with your eating and your exercise, because you're not going to feel motivated to do the others. If you mess up with your eating, you're not going to feel motivated. They all work together. It's very important to understand that they all work together, but it's different, and for all of us, each person is different, but we're not doing the same things that we were before this happened. So we need to adapt some of those things and change some things into what we're doing now, to stay healthy. Um, what I've noticed for myself is that it's also important to stay connected. I video chat with at least 2 to 3 people per day, which is very important to feel like I'm still a part of, or like I can still see people's faces. It's not the same. No, it's not the same, but it's better than doing nothing at all. Getting sunlight, I make sure every day to get at least 20 minutes of sunlight. Usually that's when I'm walking, making laps around the yard, which is also exercise. So getting sunlight and exercise at the same time. But the sunlight is important for the vitamins in our body, and of course eating properly. I've meal prepped several meals. Peggy, the lady I live with, she does a lot of baking and cooking, so between us, we're eating pretty well. Um, I admit maybe I've had some chips and some baking, but I'm still doing my exercise, and it's not. I'm not perfect, but I'm doing the best I can. And back to the exercises. Every morning I do stretches. Every morning, even before I leave the bed, I do a little bit of like bed yoga, just to calm and meditate my mind. And then I do yoga later in the day to make sure, like I usually around supper time, or just either before supper or after supper, depending on what my schedule is of the day. Just to make sure that I'm limber and that I'm doing something and feeling like I'm movement, I guess. And then sleeping properly, of course. Try to set some sort of regular schedule for sleep so that you're not up all night, or getting up too early, or getting restless sleep. Try to set a schedule right now so that you can do that. I've also started for myself. I've started a new class. I started a free class online from Yale. There's all kinds of free classes. I'll post the list of free classes down below after I'm done this video. I've also been reading more. I've been reading mental health books. I've also been reading stuff that is not, what did I say here? Books that aren't too stressful or hard on the head, so that I can separate myself from the stresses of the world right now, and what's going on, but I have an ability to read a book like I'm in a movie. So it's like I can separate myself quite easily that way, which is very important to get away from the stress of the world. I also do meditations at nighttime and devotions in the morning to make sure that I start my day positively. And whatever that looks like for you, whether you're spiritual or not, it's important to mindfulness. It's important to calm your mind and relax, but to make sure that you're starting your day positive. Read positive affirmations. Get on a website or an app and get positive affirmations, even if you read 2 or 3 or 4 of them, just to start your day positive instead of getting right into the media and having it overwhelm you. If you start with positive stuff, even with my Facebook page, my personal Facebook page, what I've done is I put see first. Of course, I'm a spiritual guy, so all of my Bible pages and spiritual pages I put see first, so that my first 10 or 15 posts that I see every day are all positive. And so whatever that means for you, whether it's positive affirmations, meditations, put those on your see first. There's a button you can do that see first on your Facebook page, so that every time you open up your Facebook, at least you're starting with positive stuff before you get to the negative stuff, because there's a lot of negative stuff. I do make sure that every day I disengage from social media for a couple hours every day. I am on social media a lot, so that's part of what I do, because I like to be connected with people, and I'm doing my best to help people between my different pages. But same time, I have to disengage, not disconnect. I'm still connected. If somebody needs me, I'm there, but I disengage. I'm going to watch a movie, put my headphones on with my noise cancelling, and I watch a movie to disengage. Again, so that's just me in the movie. There's nothing else going on. It's certainly okay to binge Netflix or Prime or Disney Plus or whatever it is to get you through the day, so that you're not looking for stuff to do. It helps to separate yourself from the media and the stresses of the world. I'm going to, below this, I'm going to attach several self-care plans and ideas, self-care ideas for this kind of time. I strongly suggest you take some time and create a daily or a weekly plan or routine for yourself for this time. And I'm positive it will help you with your mental and physical health during this time. And it can always be adapted. You can always change it. If you want help creating one, let me know. I'm more than willing to help. We are better together, and we need to look after our mental and physical health. Again, Beard for Mental Health. I do a coffee and chat on Wednesdays and Saturdays. I do have Celebrate Recovery page. We do Celebrate Recovery meetings on Thursday nights if you want to join that. And of course, I have my Bearded Minister, which I do live devotions every morning at 7:30 a.m. You can come join that. I also do devotions every morning at 8 a.m. on my Celebrate Recovery page, which I'll link those ones below too. So again, self-care, people. Self-care. I am here for you. Bearded Chef Sask, Bearded for Mental Health, Bearded Minister. I'm here for you to help us all make it through the best we can. Because we are better together. And we are the world. Okay, take care. Talk soon. Love ya.